Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks, guys, for being here. It's nice to see you guys. My name is Lori Winslow, and I'm with Rain or Shine Chalk Design. I'm an independent designer with Chalk Couture, and that just means I get to have lots of fun with a craft medium that you guys would love. I am picking out some colors this morning. I think I'm going to grab some white and some black. And let's see. Let's start with those. So this morning I have this pumpkin that is a like a paper mache pumpkin. It's flat. I did do some prep on it. I wanted us to have a pumpkin that had a little bit of a head start. I can't chalk on things that are wet, and I really can't design on things that are wet. So what I did was I put a coat of acrylic paint, a white acrylic, on this pumpkin, let it dry, and then I added the orange. It is the Waverly orange chalk paint, and it is in the color pumpkin. Then I used an acrylic paint for the stem. What's this called? This is called Toffee. You could use lots of different colors for that though. Just a stem. On the other side, I wanted a little bit of a different look, and I have those old school books. I think this one was one of my husband's old school books. It was actually a business book, so it has things about proper writing and that sort of thing on it. But I just love the way print looks in this kind of an application. So, so this is going to be the base of our project. And we're going to add some different things to it to kind of liven it up, jazz it up. I've got these cute leaves. I think these came from Hobby Lobby. I have seen them at Dollar Tree, and they are really probably equally good quality. So Dollar Tree is a great place to get these. Trying to remember price-wise. You have to buy more at Hobby Lobby, but I don't think the price is all that different, because they're about 20 cents a piece at the Dollar Tree. And I think that might be comparable because you get so many. Good morning, Kathy. Glad you're joining us. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about chalking on these leaves. We've got several different, I picked up several different colors in the bag that I got. At the Dollar Tree, you buy all the same color in a bag, so you get 5 of the same color. And at Hobby Lobby, they pre-sort some colors for you. So I'm just going to pick a few of the different colors, and we'll see what they look like. I just want to experiment a little bit with this. And I'm going to use a pattern, one of our patterns. So I'm thinking I will grab the polka dot out of my books. I was going to show you guys how I organize my smaller transfers. So I just have a 3-ring notebook, and I have the little sleeves. So what I do is I just put things that go together, and I usually put most things just on the front. I even have a few larger ones that stick out, as long as they don't stick out too much. It's a pretty good way to organize my transfers. I think my polka dot is in one of these in the back, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my polka dot pattern. You guys tell me what you think would make a good pattern. Oh, this would be a good pattern, possibly. I haven't used this a whole lot, but I really like the pattern. Well, Kathy, you've seen my craft room, so you see the hot mess. That's the reality of my craft room. All right, I think that's the only pattern in there. And I don't really have a rhyme or reason for my patterns yet. I think I kind of have a seasonal pattern, you know, like seasonal things are kind of together. But they haven't been in here long enough for me to really remember what's in what. So, and I'm easily confused about stuff like that. So I just have to kind of look through them all, and that's okay. I can live with that and deal with it. All right, and then I think I'll grab the buffalo plaid. Ouch, because that's always a fun print. I don't think I'm going to need my hot glue gun, but I might. I might need it when it's time to put it in there. So let me grab this buffalo plaid. And of course I've got other large designs that we could use. I don't think the floral's a little big. I think it'd be pretty, but I think the leaf's a little small and the pattern's a little large. I don't think you'd be able to see the pattern. Okay, so I think I'll move Sweet Pumpkin over here. So if you missed the intro, I have just taken this paper mache pumpkin, I've put some color on this side, I've added with Mod Podge some sheets from an old book. I'm going to set that up here for a minute. Try to set it where you can see it and it's not completely out of sight. But let's try some of these patterns on these leaves. They're a little bumpy, and I have not tried this. I am totally flying by the seat of my pants, but I think we'll get a decent print. Let's see. Well, I guess I should just do the buffalo plaid first since it's so big. Let's go ahead and do a couple of these. I was thinking about doing maybe the black. Let's do the black on the orange. Yeah, Kathy, I really like the buffalo plaid one. It has been a really good transfer. I've used it and abused it. It's not very sticky anymore, so we'll see how this print works. I really and truly am just going by the seat of my pants, guys. I have not tried this. I did see this. Somebody else had this idea. It's not my original thought, except for the the paper mache pumpkin. That's kind of my own thought about how to cover it. And I mean, I'm not saying nobody's ever done that before. It's not that original, but that was my original part, my little piece of it. Sometimes I do, you know, copy a design pretty closely if I really love it, and other times I try to be a little original. All right. This is not very sticky and it's pretty bumpy, so we'll just give it a try, give it a whirl. We may end up with just a black leaf. But I like to try things so you guys can see what happens. And I'm not too devastated by a craft project that doesn't turn out. I can handle it. That's the fun part of crafting, is kind of experimenting with new ideas. And I do have my backer underneath, and it's okay if I get my chalk on there. It will wash right off. It is a pretty slick material, so it should come right off. Well, I should say it does come right off. I have tried it. I often lay my dirty transfers right back on the backer, and I've seen other designers do that too. So it doesn't. I used to think it would not be good for the backer, but this side is kind of, it has a little plastic feel to it, so it's protected from the transfer so that it doesn't stick. I've been tempted to get the big transfer, the big buffalo plaid for, you know, you need a big project though. I'm guessing that's why you want the smaller one. Okay, not sure I love that. kind of a black mess. Maybe the print's a little large and the color's a little strong. Let's try a couple more. I'll still put it against the pumpkin when it dries and we'll see how we like the look of it. Alright, let's push him aside, let him sit. And who knows, maybe we'll end up liking it later. You know what color I haven't used is Dune. I got the Dune, which is the kind of the creamy off-white. Let's see if I can find it in my stash here. Yeah, the Dune color would be a good color. It's just a creamy, I haven't even used it yet. It looks like it's gonna need a little love. It's a little dry. Morning, Sally. Thanks for joining us. All right. Yes, it's a little dry. So add a little distilled water, a couple of squirts, and I'll get to stirring. I did see an interesting idea. Somebody, another designer was using a milk frother as her stirrer. So for those of you that drink Seattle style coffee, and they froth the milk, it was just a little handheld metal fan, you know, up at the bottom, little blade that spun, and she put it in the chalk and just let it go. She said it was pretty good at even breaking up the hard chunkies and crusties that end up on the edge of your chalk. Thought that was interesting. It'd be good if you had arthritis in your hands, where that motion hurt. I've got a little bit of arthritis in my hands, but I can still do most everything. And I know keeping my hands active is important. Keeping that under control. Alright, so I'm putting my leaf under there. I'm gonna do another print. Let's see how they turn out. This transfer is stickier than my buffalo plaid. I've not used this one quite as many times. I think I'm going to like this color better. I think the contrast is going to be a little more pleasant than the black on orange was. Let's see if I can set this black and orange leaf over here for you guys to see. I was trying to leave it where it would dry, but you guys should probably see it so you can decide for yourselves what you think of that. I was thinking the black and orange would look good on the side of the pumpkin that has the paper, because there's not a lot of color. I thought that pop of color might look good, but I don't know if I like that or not. I haven't fully decided or committed if I like the orange and the black leaf or if it's just too much black. Tell me in the comments what you think. Do you like this crazy buffalo plaid leaf, or is it just kind of blah? Alright, so I'm taking off the excess. This is basically a fabric that I'm chalking onto. I am using chalk. I probably wouldn't put this pumpkin outside just because it is cardboard. It's basically a paper mache style, but it's cardboard, so it's going to absorb the moisture from outside. Probably would not do very well. It's probably better left inside, or oh, I like that a lot better. I think that color is a happier color. Good morning, Kristen. Thanks for joining us. If you guys hop on, say hi so I know you were here. Sometimes I happen to look up and see when you come in, and sometimes I miss you. So it's nice to know you guys are here. Thanks for joining us. So that one's pretty cute. I like the polka dot. That is definitely cute. We'll set this aside for now. We'll come back to those patterns. Let's try this one. Kind of a herringbone pattern. Yeah, I like that one too, Kathy. I'm not a fan of the black buffalo plaid. It just does not do much for me. Let's see. So I did the orange. This is the burnt orange. Let's try the burnt orange. Try to make my pattern run with the leaf. I think it'll help with the effect. Alright, and this one should be nice and sticky as well. I've only used it a few times on a few little things. Get a nice connection on there. Alright, so I've got that dark orange. Trying to think of what color would look pretty on there. I don't want to make disgusting looking colors. How about this? How about this harvest shimmer? I think that might look pretty on there. Let's try that. I want contrast, but not too much contrast. I think the black was just too much contrast. Alright, if you are looking for a way to try out Chalk Couture, I am hoping to offer some bundles. We have some really cute, they're called minis, and it is a 3x3 transfer, I believe, and it comes on a sheet of 12. And what I would do is I would cut off one of those minis. I have some Halloween ones coming, and they are so cute. So when I get that order, I could offer the Halloween minis. So you would get one transfer, one of the parts, so you get a 12th of that one. It's a 3x3. And then you would get a singles paste. You would get a squeegee and a stir stick. And I would put in a chalkable chip, so you would have something to chalk onto, at least to practice and try it. So I have the Halloween minis, and I also have the farm, they're not called farm minis, but they are all really cute farm inspired little minis. and that would be $10. Then I would mail it to you, and that you would get all of those things for $10 plus postage. Most of you are locals, so postage wouldn't be bad at all. And if I can connect with you, I wouldn't even charge you postage. I would just bring it to you. Okay, this part's not really hitting the transfers. Let's see if we can get that to transfer a little better. The leaf's a little tricky because it is kind of raised in different spots. Oh, that's better. Ooh, I like that though. I like that kind of, looks like mustard when it's against that maroon. Good morning, Carol. Thanks for joining us. Okay, those are kind of fun. Those are going to take a few minutes to dry. So let's let those dry for a second. And I think I like the polka dot best. There's a lot less ink on it. So I think I've learned something in doing this. I like the patterns that have less pattern, or the leaves that have less pattern. So you know what? Maybe that floral wouldn't be so bad. I was thinking the pattern would be too big, but now that I'm seeing that less is more, I'm going to grab this pattern, the floral script pattern, and let's try it. We can try an area that doesn't have so much opening, and we'll just go for it. Let's try that orange. I'm totally experimenting with you guys. I have not tried these things. Like I said, I did see this idea from someone else. I'm trying to put my own spin on it by using it with the pumpkin. Try to find a place that has a lot of script and not so much open space. I think that's about the smallest pattern on there. All right, let's try that. Actually, let's try the white. Why not? All right, let's get this white. So as far as ways for you guys to try Chalk Couture, the other way is to just say, hey, I'd really like a porch sitter. If I'd like to make a porch sitter, if you are living in my area, I would love to do a porch sitter with you. Kathy popped over the other day and we worked on making a porch sitter, and she made the most incredible looking porch sitter. I actually have a picture of it on my phone, but I didn't ask her for permission to put it up on our group. So Kathy, you can let me know how you feel about that. I can show you the picture first, so you can see if you like it. But she made a really cool, she kind of created a cool color for her board, and her method was experimental, kind of like this. This is very experimental, but that's how I like to craft. I like to try and see what happens. But if you would like to do that, just let me know. You can let me know in the comments. You could let me know, just send me a message and say, yeah, I'd love to do that. It took us a few hours to do it. Okay, thanks, Kathy. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, I think I like that. I think I like that. So this is going to go, you have to remember, this is going to go on the pumpkin, so it's not just going to be the leaf. The leaf itself is a little much, but I think when it's on the pumpkin, I think we're gonna like it. All right, this one's pretty wet. Let me do a couple more. Let's do another polka dot. I really liked the effect of the polka dot. Let's try that again. And let's do it on the rust color. I really think I like the cream the best. Let's do the dune color again. I think I can just pop it right under there and be fine. Maybe I shouldn't put it under there. Let's try a different space. So like I said, I'm using my backer. It's okay if it gets chalk on the backer. This has a plastic surface. That's what keeps it from sticking to my transfer when it's being stored. And it's okay to get chalk on it. It'll wipe right off. Just like it comes off of the transfers. So our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times. They definitely will last longer than that. And the transfers are all different as far as how long I think they'll last. I'm not exactly sure if it's different. Different runs have more stickiness, or if it's just the size that I haven't figured that part out yet. What makes a transfer last longer, or as far as the stickiness goes. Excuse me. I've been working with Chalk Couture for about 7 months, and I really haven't ruined any transfers or, exhausted any of my transfers. Even though I did the 90-day challenge this summer, so for 90 days I tried to go live at least 5 days a week and make a different project each time. And even through all that time, I have transfers that are well worn and have definitely aren't as sticky, but so far I don't have any that just won't work at all. They're all still going strong. I like that polka dot. That's really cute. That's just the right amount of chalk. Okay, let's do one more. I think I like the floral as my second most favorite. Let's do the floral one more time. Wanted to have 3 leaves for each side. We might not use all 3, but I wanted to show you some different looks. Let's see, what would be another subtle color? You guys give me some thoughts about another subtle color that would be good for the chalk. If I'm using the green leaf, what do you guys think? Give me some advice. Tell me a color do you think would be good on the green. So that we get that pretty subtle print, kind of like we did, kind of like the polka dot and the floral script over here. You guys are on a little delay for me, so I'm going to wait a few seconds. If you have an idea of a color, shout it out. Well, you actually have to type it out. This makes me think of virtual teaching. Kindergartners can't type at this time of year. The Harvest Shimmer. You like the Harvest Shimmer. The yellow again. It's a good idea. I do like it on the, it kind of looks mustardy on the on the rust. Anybody else want to shout out an idea? I can certainly go with Harvest Shimmer. Let's see. It is definitely more subtle. What about copper? Okay. Since we did the harvest, I want to try the copper. Let's try the copper. Sorry to ask your advice and then not take it. But I didn't think of the copper, and I love the copper. So let's see. I may regret it. Let's try it. See what we come up with. All right, so we have two different squeegee sizes. We have this mini, which is quite small, and that's the size I would be sending you if you were to ask for a bundle deal. I will put the bundle deal in the on the page today. I think those are a great way for people to try Chalk Couture. $10 is a small investment, but you get something that you can use on small things. So if I were using that small transfer, I might put it on a bag. If you have a bag, you could put it on that. If you have a plain ball cap, you could put it on the cap. Let's see. You could add it to, if it's a Halloween one, you could add it to something that you have that has kind of a Halloween print to it. Or a Halloween look to it, that maybe it doesn't have a print. It just has the look of Halloween. So if you've watched for a while, you know that you can chalk on just about anything. If it's a fabric and it's chalk, you want it to be something that will not need to be washed. It's not going to wash well. It's just not made for that. Not to be washed and dried. I think you were right, Kathy. I think Harvest would have been better. I think the copper's a little too subtle, too close in color. I wondered about that for about half a second, and then I just said, ooh, copper. It kind of looks like my coffee spilled on it, or I lifted the beaters and my chocolate sauce flew on it. Oh, goodness. I should have taken your advice, Kathy. Okay, but that's what this is about. Experimenting and trying new things. And I've made kind of a mess of myself, so I'm going to grab a wipe, clean up my hands. So when you're working with the transfers, you can use baby wipes on your hands. You can use baby wipes on your tools. You just don't want to put baby wipes oil on your transfers. So those baby wipes have oil in it. That's what keeps them from drying out the babies. I have left a little leftover mess from my painting last night. Get my area kind of cleaned up here a little bit. I wish I was near a sink so I could show you how I wash my transfers. But what I do is put them right into my sink with my water running. I put them with the sticky side up in my sink, and I just put lots and lots of water over them. Then they need a light scrubbing. So then I have the front side up. They just need a light scrubbing on that front side. I've got a little bit of a chunk right here that came off that edge. So it's a new paste, but when they ship, they sometimes ship sideways, and so sometimes it's been sitting on that lip of that edge for a while. So I don't really want to put those chunky pieces back down into my paste. I find when I do, then it goes across my transfer, and it's kind of like having a little rock as you're pulling that squeegee over it, and it doesn't ruin anything, or doesn't wreck your transfer or anything. It just kind of ruins your image. It leaves a line kind of straight across. So I've learned to not push those chunkies back down into my container. You don't want that. The other thing is, when it's really messy like this around the edge, it's really smart to go ahead and just grab a wipe, run it around the edge. Yes, you're losing a little bit of chalk paste, but it's okay. You don't use very much chalk paste at a time. As you can see, that's a really thin layer that ends up on the project. So this is an important step in keeping your chalks healthy and happy. And now I don't have any of that on my rim. Then when I store it flat, and I work really hard not to tip my chalks in their containers. I try to leave them nice and flat. Clean up my space. I've got a little too much stuff out here right now. So I've got the same thing going on with my copper. It's just from running that squeegee on the edge to get the excess off. It just makes that film on there, and then it dries while it's in the container because it's chalk and chalk paste, and it just dries naturally because chalk is a dry consistency. You can always just add a squirt of water if you think it needs it. I use distilled water. That keeps everything healthy and happy. Nothing is too... I don't add any other materials into my chalks when I use distilled water. All right, so today is Monday, and Monday is our sprinkle winner day. So I've had a lot of people share, and we call sprinkle S-H-A-R-E. That's our code word. Facebook doesn't like that word, apparently. So if you think you know someone who would like watching these types of crafting videos, feel free to do that sprinkling of videos, of memes, anything that you think someone you know might enjoy. Just sprinkle away. It gives me a notification when you do that. And then I, in turn, write your name on a piece of paper and I throw it in the bucket. So, finish up cleaning this up. Sorry this is taking a few minutes, but it really is important to just go ahead and do this from time to time. And I want you guys to know kind of the ins and outs of taking care of your equipment, let's say. And then you want to make sure you don't have any on your fingers. Oops, and I do have a big glob right on the end of my finger that I didn't know was there. The copper. All right, we'll grab that pumpkin and we'll take a look at what we're going to do with that. So we have our cute little leaves. Definitely like the polka dot the best. We've got the herringbone with the harvest. We've got this green with kind of globs with the copper. The orange and black was our first experiment. I think if it's behind, I think if that one is behind another one, I think I would like it okay. And I do like this floral script. I think it'd be prettier with the dune than the white. But like I said, this was definitely an experiment day, just to give it a try and see what happened. Okay, so we have our little pumpkin here. So this is our paper mache pumpkin that I got from Darice, and it's a warehouse, or it's a, what do you call those? It's like a warehouse company. I can't think of the word. That's the wrong word. But you have to order several at a time. So I got 3 pumpkins, and I want to say they were less than $2 each. So you have to order a few, but you get a good price. So I have painted this side with, I did white acrylic, and then I did orange acrylic, and the stem. On this side, I took an old school book. It's a college business book, so it has some fun, the importance of word study, the punctuation of the business letter, so you can kind of read the fun things that are on it. I really like decorating that way. So what I was thinking was that we would take some of these cute leaves that we really like the looks of, and I would totally do it different depending on which side it's on. So I think this side could handle, you know, something, a big contrast like this, and maybe a big contrast like this one might look good with it. My leaves are still pretty wet. But I was thinking on this side, we might do, let's see, how does that contrast look on that side? Well, contrast looks good on that side too. So I kind of like that as well. I don't know, I think I kind of like those contrasty ones a little bit better when they're on the pumpkin. When I just look at the leaf itself, I'm not that crazy about it. But let's try. So I have a little hole in this side, and that's kind of where how I thought I was going to attach them, was to just push it right into the hole. So this has a, sorry, I'm out of the camera. So this has this wire, and I'm just gonna kind of bend it back like a hook. You can see that. Just kind of made a hook out of that. And I was thinking I could just push it right in. Like I said, it is a paper mache pumpkin, so it's a thin well, it's not that thin of a cardboard, but it's a cardboard. Well, I thought I had a hole all the way. Let's grab something and make a hole all the way. So I have found these little wood skewers come in pretty handy with crafting. It's got a pretty good point on the end, and I've used it for beads, so my beads will slip right over, and then I can paint it, and it can roll as I'm painting, and that's worked out pretty well. Okay, so I'm just using the tip of that to poke a little hole right there. I think I'll swing it around and put a hole, maybe on the same side on this one. So I'm thinking this is a two-sided pumpkin, that you could choose which side you want to be showing at different times. I was thinking the orange and black would be really cute. Kind of makes me think of Halloween with that orange and black color. Like I say, I don't really decorate for Halloween per se, but I do like to use orange and black sometimes to kind of convey the idea of Halloween. I think I'll use this one. And I think if I use it over the top, it's kind of hard to bend these now that they're wet. I'm trying to do this before they get dry. I don't know that the dryer is going to dry them super fast right now. Maybe it would. Let's see if we can just bend these up. So I'm just bending my hook back, and I'm going to push it back into the hole if I can with without making too big of a mess. I'm gonna have to kind of put that right over the top, but then I can turn it like that, and then turn it. Those are kind of fun, kind of different. I do have some really cute cording that I think I'm going to use. It kind of reminds me of the tendrils that the pumpkins have, and all the kind of squash plants have those tendrils, so we'll put some of that around it. Let's get the leaves on the other side. So I have this. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with these two. I'm going to set my pumpkin up so I don't have to set the leaves down since they're still wet. I'll do that one and this one. Maybe I'll do the mustard since they're, I guess they're both rust, or they're both that rusty color. I don't know if I can get 3 to show up on there the same side or not. Well, what do you guys think about these leaves? Can you think of a place that you might want to try the leaves? Some kind of decorating that you think would be a cute idea. I'd love to hear your idea if you're thinking, ooh, those leaves would be cute on. What are you thinking of? I know you guys are crafters too. I find it interesting that, you know, everybody has their own, like usually when I watch somebody else do crafting, I think, ooh, I immediately kind of have an idea of something that I would think of. What are you guys thinking about this crazy leaf idea? So I'm just sticking that right into that small hole. I think it'll hold those really securely, and it's subtle enough. And when I put the cording, sorry, words are not coming to my brain. When I put the cording over it, I think it'll look, it'll get rid of those, a little bit of that part of the top. Ooh, napkin rings would be cute. Totally. All right, well, I am kind of digging them. I kind of like them, and they totally dress this pumpkin up. I would probably go back and add a little more painting detail on this. I just thought it was going to be way too much to do for this morning, but a little more detail on the pumpkin would be helpful. But I do like the leaves and how they look. Pretty happy with that. When the leaves dry, because they bend, you can form them different ways. So I will definitely do that as well. Let me grab some of this cording and we'll see how that looks. I'm not sure if this came from Joann's, this cording, or if it came from Hobby Lobby. Those are kind of my go-to places for ribbon. They usually have a really good selection. So I was just thinking about wrapping that around the top, getting it secure and leaving about that much coming off the edge of the pumpkin. With some wooden beads. Yeah. Oh, that'd be cute with the wooden beads hanging down. Great idea, Kathy. That would be cute. We can throw some on there. I've got a few. We'll throw some on and see how it looks. I like your idea. That's what I love about crafting with a group, is that everybody has these great ideas. You can share, inspire each other to try different things. I'm watching this gal who, she's a Chalk Couture designer, and she lives in Spokane. And she is a big-time Chalk Couture businesswoman. She is building a little she shed where she can do her crafting. And she's going to do workshops in there. And I just thought, you know, that's awesome to be doing that. So she and her husband are working on that right now. They've only taken a few days, and they've gotten the floor done and the walls are up, and it's been fun to kind of watch their process. And she's super excited about it. And this has all been paid for by her her little business, her Chalk Couture business. So I'm tickled for her. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what her name is. Tracy Wagner, and she is Made with Love Country Crafts or something like that. Well, of course I chose a wooden bead that's a little small, a little tight. Let's see if I can get one that has a little bigger space. It's going to be a little big. I probably would want a smaller one. I could go down to just one cord. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Let's make this into one cord. I love your idea, Kathy. Thanks for sharing with me. So I'll unwind that. And I can either make that other cord and cut it off, or we can make it do something different and add to it. So maybe we can do like maybe we can do a couple of smaller beads since I cut it down. Definitely probably need to glue the ends and let them dry. They'll be easier to get through your hole of your bead. So the skewer is good for this too. It's a good push, pushing the cording through. Definitely the boring part, watching me try to get this through. But we've all done this, right? Getting the one that makes me think of this most is getting those sweatshirt drawstrings through sweatshirts. I don't think my kids ever learned to do that themselves. I still have a high schooler at home who brings me his cord and says, "Mom, it came out in the wash." To which I always say, "You're supposed to tie those cords." And he says, "I know, I forgot." That's what this makes me think of when I'm stuffing this in here. That's the kind of job that reminds me that my fingers are a little arthritic when I'm trying to shove a hoodie cord through the gap. All right, I kind of like that, and maybe a big one on the bottom. What the hey, let's try it. Oops, I didn't even use the cutest one. I think that maroon with the dune is so cute. I might have to throw it on the other side of the pumpkin. Don't think I can do two polka dots together, but maybe I can put it on the other side. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoy this craft. You could do this with lots of different things, so you don't have to have these pumpkins. You could add these leaves to any kind of pumpkins, and you get a really cute result. I kind of like it. It's a great addition. I was thinking if they kind of hung down a little bit. But I'll have to play with it a little bit, see how I like it, see how I think it's going to be cute. Cut off that end. Then we have this other piece that's kind of acting like a tendril because it's kind of wiry and doing its own thing. All right, so let's take a look. Kathy's edition was a great one. I appreciate it when you guys speak out and share with me what your idea is. You never know, it might just get right into the project. So definitely it's kind of like a bow. You're going to have to play around with it a little bit, make it go the way you want it to go. You could then hot glue the leaves where you want them to stay. And I think you'd end up with a really, really cute product. So I'd probably do the same on this side. I'd probably add those beads hanging down. I think that looks really cute. Yeah, you could definitely spiral it around a pencil. It doesn't actually have wire in it, but it is wiry. It's not wired. Let's see how that works. Because I like the idea of that thing. It looked really cute, kind of doing that. I don't know how much it's going to conform, but it is pretty... oh, it does have a little piece of wire in there. It's usually the two pieces connected together. They're kind of wrapped around each other, so I didn't realize there was a piece of wire in there. But there is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love it, Kathy. All right, now you've seen Kathy's pumpkin. If you like Kathy's pumpkin, give Kathy some thumbs up or some hearts on her suggestions there. I love it. That looks terrific. So it's definitely something you could play around with and get it to look just like you like it. What do you guys think? Do you like the paper side best, or do you like the orange side best? I really like the paper side myself. I like that it's a little bit of a surprise. If you have a kitchen counter that you can see, you know, both sides, maybe an island, it would be cute on the island, especially if you can see, you know, see it coming one direction, one side, and then the other side is a little bit of a surprise. I kind of like that. You guys know that because I do that a lot. All right, guys. I know we've been on here a while, so I'm going to go ahead and scoot. All of these products are easy to find. The patterns, I will put links to my shop so that you can get those if you're interested in any of the patterns. If you're interested in the minis, a little mini bundle, if you want to just say mini bundle down in the comments, then I know who's interested. All right, guys. I hope you get out there and make it a great day. Happy Labor Day. Bye.